Hot Rodder, and today we're over at Keith's house to check out his model car collection. So this is Keith Wagner. Keith, let's start off here with what you're working on here. This is a pretty cool setup.
Well, I already have built the box stock. Actually, box stock means you should paint it what it looks like on the box, but I didn't go to that extent. I had that built, and I'm going to add the 65 wagon and trailer and call it a drag team. And
that would be really cool. I like that. That's a pretty cool thing. I'm a sucker for wagons anyway. So over here, you have a couple models that you built for competition years ago, right?
1999, I entered, got a first place with the 48 Superbird, which cool. They never made a Superbird then, but it is. And I got a first place at the Nationals with that, and this one here, I got a second place at the Nationals.
These two little boxes caught my eye. Were these promo vehicles, or were they?
I believe they were. I'm sure they came out very early, so yeah, and they're only $137.
29 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're worth a little bit more than that now.
This kid here, if you look at the side, the $1, the 150 means this kit went for $1.50 on the shelf in 1964.
Oh, no kidding! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How long did they do the price codes that way?
I'm not sure of the changeover, but
is that something
that's how you can tell on early how much they were on.
Was that just kids. AMT did that, or did they all seem to do that?
Pretty much, you could get a. I believe it was AMT MPC.
Okay.
I'm not sure of the other ones.
You got a heck of a collection here. I remember when I first met Keith, and he invited me over to see his model car collection. He actually had about twice as much as what we're seeing here. He had how many kits did you have at one time?
850, which was a drop in the bucket from some of my friends who had a couple thousand each. So you can get really crazy with the hobby.
Yeah, and you're down to about 450, you said now, right?
Yeah, 450. Yeah.
And he's got all sorts of cool stuff, drag car stuff. Some of the stuff's real old, some of it's reissue stuff. It's just a lot of neat stuff here. Some of these kits I built when I was a kid, and it's cool to see them again.
This is all the Dukes of Hazzard kits, and they're all MPC sealed original kits. And I got a whole box full of more parts for my diorama. So I'm building me a...
Oh, cool.
It's going to be junked up a little more than it looks, but it's going to really be a lot of detail.
I see the big cheeseburger and hot dog. Are you going to make a diner to go with it, or is it just
I made me a lunch wagon. This is a resin body.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be my lunch wagon. I might have them sitting up there on a stand.
Oh, very cool.
But
get the detail on these kits is really cool. The rusted out car in the junkyard and the...
Yeah, I'm working on the truck yet. This truck here was a semi with a flatbed, and I turned it into a tow truck. And I made the boom and the bed and everything, so all scratch built. This is actually a buddy of mine who gave it to me, and he did this, and this is going to be my version, but he junks up cars all the time, and he gets awards at car shows. Beats out the good stuff with his junk.
That's pretty awesome. Cool. It takes a lot of time to make something look old and beat, really.
Yeah.
I like how the tires are wrapped up. Is that how they come, or did you have to wrap those?
No. That actually came that way.
Okay.
Years ago, they issued some parts packs, and that's the way that came. This is all stuff I had built, and for instance, this is a truck I built, two different versions of this kit. Here's my little dual blower truck, and here's a stock version of the same truck.
Were they the same kit to start with?
Same kit. They both came from this kit right here.
No, my daughter Sage would like those. That's her favorite style Chevy truck.
So that's
really cool.
Kind of what I do. That's all my build stuff. I'm going to get a case and get them put in it eventually. But you keep them in a case, keep them in the box, and it keeps them from getting really dirty. People put them on the shelf and they get filthy.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then they're worried about how do I clean them. Well, if you don't let them get dirty, you don't have to clean them.
There you go. That's a good tip right there.
Yeah. And so this is my vans and some trucks. I'm into the trucks, and a lot of them are older kits, hard to come by. This is all my TV related. Happy Days.
Christine, Jurassic Park, the Munsters,
Yeah.
everything's there.
Moving on Semi, Smoking the Bandit. And then just a bunch of TV related kits, which is a fun, that's the best part of my hobby, is trying to find TV kits from the 60s, 70s, 80s. Actually, these two right here are worth probably, they're unbuilt. I wrapped them in some plastic to keep them nice, but this is the Get Smart. That's a $200 kit right there.
These are really.
It came out in like 1964, 65, and this is a really nice one. Man from Uncle.
Oh yeah.
And ZZR, that was a TV series, or a movie actually. It was a spy movie in the 60s.
Look how gaudy that car is.
It's ugly, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
And those are all complete unbuilt kits. And
So
again,
are the boxes
$1.70.
Okay. So the boxes themselves must be collectible as well.
Oh yeah,
You know, just
yeah.
for the artwork
You
alone would
can
be
you
cool.
can go on eBay and sometimes you'll see empty boxes go for anywhere from $25 to $50
For an empty box.
for an empty box. And our kits that I collected that are cars that I actually owned, not these colors and these stages, but I'm going to build them like I owned them, and just to bring back memories. That Mustang, I had a green one. I actually rolled that when I was 18 and destroyed it.
Now you got to build that one as the destroyed one or the pre-rolled?
No, I won't. I won't go to that extent. That was traumatizing.
And for the record, that's Keith's current car glued to the box, not the actual model kit. So you'll never find that at a model kit anywhere else.
I'm going to actually use that kit to build my model, and I'm finding parts to try to make it as close as what my car in the garage is.
That's
so
cool. Which we'll be showing you the car in the garage in a moment. But so this is all future build stuff that you're gonna.
Yeah, as I get older, and if I can still see and not shake, I'll start building them.
There you go.
You know,
We all wish we were able to keep all the cars we always had, and
that's the only
this is
way
kind
I
of a
can.
way to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it takes up a lot less garage space, a lot cheaper too.
Now that Mustang, I had took off. I left.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so they came out and they flipped it over, and I had to get it the next day at a storage, and the top was crushed in. I paid them the $50 to get it out, and I started it up, and it was smoking.
Yeah.
Just because it was upside down, the oil was in the heads, and I drove it home, and like an army tank, looking out the side,
with the roof
with the
crushed?
smoke blowing. Yeah.
This is one heck of a collection. Now these over here, this is a cool thing. I noticed this earlier. Keith, you were telling me about how these are reissues here, but this is an original kit.
Right.
And between the reissue and the original kit, they offered a kit that was the camper add-on and the wedge back, so you could convert any other pickup truck kits into that.
Yeah, you can put pretty much anything you want in front of those and make it a Ford, a Chevy, and whatever.
Sure.
But now this was an original kit that came out in 71, and it said 71 on it. These just came out, and they say 72. I guess they didn't want to mess with the value of the original kit that says
smart.
71.
Yeah, that's a cool way to do it.
Sometimes
Ford
when they
cruising van,
reissue stuff, it kind of blows.
I remember seeing ads in the old 70s hot rod magazines for the cruising van. My sister actually had a cruising Pinto, and they always had that weird striped kit and stuff on it. There's a lot of different 70s van kits here. This is a cool one here with a mini bike in the back.
Yeah, you can extend it with like a truck bed.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sought after kit. Most of those van kits, hard to come by.
So this kit here, so this has one from each of the three Back to the Future movies.
Right, the first three.
Okay, there's the one on the railroad tracks. Yeah. A very cool collection of stuff here. This is really cool. So some of these, I look at these, boy, I wish I had some of these in real life too, like this Suburban would be. I'd love to have that as a daily driver. That'd be awesome. So this is Keith Wagner's awesome model collection, and we'll be showing you his other cool hot rod and crazy artwork and stuff that he does, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Keith's crazy creation, the Medieval Menace. And Keith, why don't you tell us a bit about the car? It's a 350 with a T5 trans, right?
Correct.
Okay.
T5 trans out of 83 Camaro.
Okay, we'll get through the basics that make every car move. So we got that, and the rear end's out of a
1979 Trans Am.
okay,
10-volt posi.
and the front axle is
1950 Dodge pickup truck.
okay. I know you just recently went through a lot of trouble finding a disc brake conversion for it.
Right.
So
A guy named Ram Man, he makes them now, and he's really booked up selling them to the early truck.
okay. Now, and then the body's a 23T. It started off as a touring car, or was it
It was a touring car,
okay.
correct. It had 3 doors.
And I noticed
drivers.
the slant's different than your typical T. That was something that
Well, the back of the car here there was a door here. I took the doors out,
okay.
and I flipped the car over, narrowed it, and married it back up to.
Okay, so this part here is actually the back bottom apron of what,
Right, and this is
would be the top part.
this would have been the top, and it would have sat way back here.
Okay.
Though.
So that's where we transition into the realm of the on-norm.
Yeah.
And this thing's got, it's like a rolling I Spy book. I mean, the more you look at this thing, I've known Keith for years, and every time I look at this car, I see something different. And I don't know if it's been on there or something he stuck on there that I didn't know about. But it's changed up quite a bit over the years. So we'll just have Keith kind of go through what he did on this thing, because it's a wild car.
All right, yeah, 39 Chevy taillights. I put some bullets in it, gave it a little bit better look. Got some bullets down there. I got flashers, blinkers,
Check out the skull with the
brake lights, the whole works.
and here's your gas fill, right?
Yep, that's my gas fill, 15-gallon tank.
Is it really? Yeah. So you got
it goes down in there. This opens up, and you can see all the air shocks and everything in there.
And this is your security system.
That's my security system. Yeah.
So the top itself, and it looks cool with the top off it, but it looks really cool with the top on it. These little quarter windows, these are rasps, aren't
Wood
they?
rasp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Just for extra
how'd
decoration.
you do the canvas on the top?
That's burlap sack, and
Okay.
I did a 2-part gloss coating on it.
Is that like the 2-part epoxy they use for countertops and stuff in a bar?
Yeah, you can get it at the Home Depot. Yeah, mix the 2 parts together and get
Did the same thing with the twine around the mirror?
twine on the steering wheel, on the rope here.
This emergency brake is external on it.
Yeah, actually works. I want to find one more for the other side.
Oh, that's cool.
That way the passenger can hit the brakes too.
So what was this off of originally?
Some grate. I just cut it in half and used it on both sides, and this was like a pipe clamp, water pipe clamp.
Okay.
I had cut. Actually, that had hinge on, and I just broke it apart, and that made my armrest, external armrest.
Cool.
I got Chevelle ladder bars under there holding the rear end, 373 posi gears.
Cool. Is that a whistle or a siren?
That's an old siren. I'm not quite sure. Not sure what it came off of.
It works.
But
It
I
works
got
good.
the air horn lever here too, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right up front.
yeah.
So the intake is a dual quad setup with the cross frame adapters from Offenhauser to get the
Offenhauser.
2600. Are there 450 Hollies? Or are they 600s?
These were 450s,
Okay.
yes. And
And
they're
then-
set up for dual quad intakes. Nothing, you can't use it as a single
Right.
application.
Now the air cleaner setup something is
Yeah, these
work
are
right on its
old
own.
smudge pots you used to see on the road. They'd put, they'd just light them up and
For like
you know,
emergency
right.
roadside stuff before flares.
right, and that actually works. Air goes in and through a filter into the carburetor.
And then obviously made all this stuff yourself here.
All the
This
length,
was a
yeah.
spout from a fire.
1920s fire extinguisher horn. Yeah, I think it was like a baking soda horn or something like that.
Really? And that grill it looks like it's from an old stove.
Yeah, that's old Nias Stove Company.
And yeah,
I got some sirens here some air horns here from 1950s dump truck. These are up to 1946, 42 to 46 Chevy headlights.
yeah, I recognize those.
These were just running lights. I turned them into blinkers.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
got high beams, low beams.
These things, man, that looks like it would do some damage right there.
Yeah. That's off the old. They used to cut the grass with these things. They
really?
come down off the tractor along the road and cut the grass down.
Sickle bar.
And I like the rocket wheels that you put on the front, man. They look great.
Yeah,
and I like how you painted the spokes to match the body. Now, speaking of the paint, how'd you get that lace work in there?
I just I sprayed the black down, and then I was able to stretch the lace over each panel, each section I was doing, and then highlight it with a little bronze, and it gave it a pretty cool effect.
And this, after you did the bronze work here, how'd you get that? It looks like it's old.
There's some spray paint, and then there's a little bit of brushing technique in there with different colors of.
You can say all your years of modeling probably helped you with a lot of the sharp details and stuff like this.
No, not body
And when I say modeling, I mean like the plastic car models that we
right.
showed you earlier, because you probably wouldn't
I
make it
could
too
have
far.
been a model at one time. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, this is wishbone off of like a 20s vehicle,
Okay.
and that's
What is this? This bottle, was that leather coated?
I guess it was.
something?
Yeah, I found that, and it fit the theme, so that's my overflow.
That's really cool. Just the details of the chain going up around the fan guard, and then the holes burned through it with the grate behind it.
What's nice about these Offenhausers is a lot of dual quad high-rise intakes. You can't use your OEM distributor. You can only go with your points distributor.
Right, that
And
still fits
with these, you
HDI in
can,
there.
and it'll fit on pretty much any dual quad intake, Chevy, Ford.
Oh, so it's an
What have you.
Edelbrock intake to start with.
Right.
Yeah. And then the off-feed bolts right on the carb adapter.
Right.
This is cool too, how you extended this up there just to.
Yeah, fill my oil. Yeah. It's actually a 350, but they used to have the stem to fill the oil with the 327 289s or the 283s.
Yeah.
283s.
Look at the headlight height adjusters.
Yeah, this you could loosen up and
Yeah,
adjust
this is just electrical connector right there. Ground rod connector.
Yes, you loosen that up, slide up and down that shaft if you
Yeah.
want to.
I would just find parts that were already, I would go to flea markets, find parts that were already shaped, and I would bring them home and go, I could use that there. And it worked good for different bracketries.
Was this off of an old fence here?
Yeah, that's old
Spear?
wrought iron fence topper, and
What was this chain?
that somebody told me it was conveyor belt chain, but I don't believe so. I think it was just like shop
Okay, you throw it down to walk
shred,
on, knock
right?
the
Yeah,
dirt off and stuff.
right.
That's really cool. That's the outside.
It's cool the way you incorporated that mount from a pipe clamp
here.
bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
that's
the
a
names
pipe
and stuff
clamp,
on it,
yeah.
man. It makes it look really cool having the names and stuff on it. And on the inside, it's not done. I mean, even on the outside is as crazy as that is. The inside matches just the craziness of it. So that you got the wood floor with a
Steel wood burning stove inserts
So
on
these-
from the doors. Yeah,
These were out of the side of a stove. And I
This
like
was-
your brake pedal with the old Chuck key.
Yeah, old Chuck. This here was this was new stock, had 0 miles from an 83 Blazer.
Was it really?
Yeah,
No kidding. I wouldn't have figured
yeah.
something that new. It looks older than that. So
Yeah, it
4,800
only goes up
miles
to
on it.
83 miles an hour, so that's all the faster I can go.
Yeah, well, you can't exceed that. It's just the.
And what's with that transmission? Is that just a regular T5?
That's out of an 83 Camaro, so it's not a
mounted like
heavy duty
15 degrees
tranny,
off.
but you don't need nothing crazy if you're not going to drag race. So
Any idea what the car weighs? Probably,
not really.
I imagine under 2,000 pounds.
once I get in it, probably $2,000.
Yeah.
What's the red handle? Is that a fire extinguisher thing, or what is that?
That's just props. That operates
I like the Foley.
the NOS system.
Oh, the nitrous. Yeah.
So it's one crazy creation, man. This is just it's cool, and I love cruising with you when we go to different places and just watch everybody's reaction to this car. It's just really
Look at the drill chuck for the gas pedal.
it just blows people away. This thing always has a crowd around it, and Even the webbing on your steering components, there's just details everywhere on this thing.
Yeah, the rims are actually, somebody welded them up, cut them and weld them to make them 10-inch wide, but these are Corvette Rallies, 15-inch.
So it started off as a probably 15 by 8, and then
Probably,
we're widened to a 10.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with the top. That is really cool. Look.
Well, Keith, this thing is cool as can be, man.
Got a
With the leather-
Rambler blinker switch here.
Is that what that's out
That's out of an old Rambler.
Is that
Probably-
originally mounted on the column, or was
yeah.
that originally dash mount?
This was on the column mount.
Okay.
Look
Yeah,
where the rope is wrapped around. Isn't that cool?
yeah. So it's
Not quite sure what the mirrors are off of. I was thinking maybe Oldsmobile.
yeah, I don't know. They were neat though. They
Yeah.
they've been around for a while, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're cool as hell.
So it's a 23 body,
23 body,
23 Ford body.
50 Dodge front axle, 79 Trans Am rear end,
I
83
mean, you got this
Camaro,
rope.
72 Chevy engine. I think this was a 31
Okay.
radiator shroud.
Do you have a custom mix that you made to coat this?
It's a two-part epoxy.
So it is.
Yeah, it's clear too. When you
Real,
finish.
real.
Yeah, it doesn't
Does it
hurt.
flow liquid
even
when
his
you?
dipstick-
Yeah,
Even his dipsticks have cool wood handle on.
yeah.
Nothing's left stock on this thing. This is what makes this really cool. And we've gone to some pretty big rat rod and traditional shows with him, and it draws a crowd wherever he goes. And people they'll walk around it with a grin on their face for half hour, 45 minutes sometimes, and it's a car that draws tons of attention. And so the next one we'll be showing you some of the crazy artwork that Keith does. So we're not done with this video yet. Hey guys, we're over here at Keith's garage now. Let's see if the crazy maniac is home. Hey Ratfink, you in there? He's here. Let's go check out and see what he's got. This is where the crazy menace of a T lives. This is his cool little garage where he built the car. He's cleaned it up quite a bit since last time I was here, but the real reason we're here is not for the car, because you guys already saw that in the earlier video, but for his crazy artwork that he's got outside. So let's go take a look. The Ratfink rocket fuel, 120 octane.
It has
So
to be
Keith,
for
what did you
Ratfink.
make this thing out of?
Oh, an old tub washer.
That's
Those
what-
ringer washers.
Oh, really? This looks like an old 18-wheeler wheel, like a big Bud wheel.
And this was some kind of a hopper. You flip it upside down. You could have put maybe grain in it or anything like that. It was, yeah. Oh, you broke it. And then, yeah. And then that was just a settling bottle. Settling bottle. So
Cool.
yeah.
What is that thing on the top?
Just I don't know. It might.
Looks like a bomb.
Yeah, it is. It's a bomb.
Speaking of bombs, we got the rat bomb. And this thing looks like there's a couple oxygen tanks or something.
Yeah, a whole bunch of different sizes. And, just welded it all up. Put a couple fins on there. Those fins are from the lawnmower.
Oh, the sickle bar.
Sickle bar, yeah.
Look at big old teeth.
Yeah.
That thing's cool. How tall is that? It's gotta be close to
Well,
20
it's,
feet.
it's 20 feet, yeah.
Is it really?
It's 20 feet tall.
Pretty cool. There's a little minion. An alien invasion going on here.
Yeah.
And this thing's pretty wild. I see these are ceiling fan parts.
Yeah, those are the loader.
Now this is off all lawnmower pieces.
Yeah.
What are the legs?
They were aluminum. I don't know what they came off of, but there was two of them when I found them, and I used them.
And they're cool looking. I don't know what they're
Yeah,
for.
I couldn't even tell you what they were for.
So price is fairly lightweight. Is this
think
part
that
of the
was-
stove maybe?
That or an old lawnmower up front, I'm not sure.
Cotton
Just
sheet?
stuff, everything I found there, I found at a flea market, or
Oh really?
and I just had a whole bunch of stuff and just started slapping it together.
It's all creative art. We love it.
There was a picnic table at one of the restaurants.
Like a Hardee's table or like a fast food restaurant thing. So that's the base of it. And another gas tank, basically, a fuel tank. What are these?
Just some aluminum parts I found. There was three of them. I had to buy them.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah,
This looks like maybe off an old boat or something.
yeah,
huh?
old bolt, bicycle
The old
part.
bicycle seat and the handlebars. Like the
Emergency
brake on it. That's cool.
yeah.
Put that
Gotta
on
have
there.
an air brake.
What do you think, Sage? Do you think you can climb up there and ride it?
It's
So just. So one man's junk is another man's cool, crazy art creations. saw that one. No, that's so here we are. You saw his model collection, you saw his cool Model T, and now you get to see his cool art collection at his house. Keith, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right.
You know, it's good hanging out
Give
with
me a high five.